What's up? In this video, I'm going to be showcasing the JASHIN / Eternal Kekai Genkai or Bloodline in Shindo Life. But before we get started, I just want to say, yes, we're moving back to Shindo Life, and thank you so much for 10,000 subscribers. I know I haven't really done a lot in the past few months, I was away for a while, but thank you. But let's just get into the video. Alright, so JASHIN or Eternal has 3 moves and then a C-spec. So you got the first move, Curse Technique, Death Counter, and it basically just replicates any damage you take onto the enemy that dealt it to you. Pretty OP if you ask me. It's a great counter for basically anything. Then you got Curse Technique, Death Possession. This basically a big kind of genjutsu almost. It stuns the person in front of you and it can stun multiple targets. And then you got Curse Technique, Pentagram Domain. This is just a big circle that comes out and you stab people in that circle. And then you have your C-spec, which we'll find out what that does later in the video. Alright, so here's the first move, Death Counter, and I just pop it like this. And as you can see, when I'm getting hit, all that green, those green numbers that you saw was actually damage being put back into my health. So all the damage that the enemies did to me was actually being inflicted upon them, and then it was actually being given back to me as health. It's a pretty OP move. And it doesn't require any hand signs, so I'll just show it to you again here. Like so, as you can see, I'm getting tons of health put back, and as you can see, I took 0 damage, and I actually regened all of my health fully from that. And that's why that move is very, very overpowered, I think it's highly underrated, and, the way it takes away health from your enemies and then gives it back to you is pretty OP. So here's the second move, Death Possession. As you can see, just like that, it's basically a genjutsu that locks them in place for about 3 to 2 seconds. It does require quite a few hand signs, so, that's a bit of a minus. But overall, I think it's a decent move, especially if you're, being attacked a ton and you just need a quick stun to get away. I highly recommend this move. Here the second move is again, and as you can see, I hit all of them and they're really far away. I still hit them though, and so that's why that move is pretty good. You can hit people from like miles away basically with basically a stun for 3 seconds. So here's the third move, Pentagram Domain. And as you can see, just like that, I locked those 2 guys in basically another stun, but with 12k damage added on, so that's, a bonus. If you're looking for a better stun move than the second move, this is probably the one to go for, just because it can basically hit an unlimited amount of targets in a pretty good range, as well as inflicting 12k damage, which is quite a lot of damage. But yeah, let me show you that third move one more time. As you can see, just like that, 12k damage, and they all get locked into place with a pretty cool animation to go along with it. So yeah, the third move is a pretty decent move. Alright, so now onto the C-spec. So when I equip it by holding C just like so, as you can see, it transforms me into what looks like the JASHIN thing from Naruto. I'm pretty sure that's what it's based off of. But yeah, this is what that looks like. It's a really, really cool C-spec. I will admit, it does not have the greatest, stat bonuses, but other than that, it looks really cool, and I recommend it. Alright, so for stat bonuses, you have 2,400 Chi, 2,500 Ninjutsu, 2,700 Taijutsu, and 2,700 HP, which overall are alright. They're not the greatest thing I've seen in the world, but they're pretty decent. But then here is where it makes up for it, alright? Makes up for it in looks, alright? It looks pretty nice, pretty clean. And then it makes up for it in the C-spec move, I guess. So I hold block and then I hit C. As you can see, 18k damage and then like 3 7ks. So that's almost, I would say, 40k damage. But yeah, that's pretty much the C-spec. But yeah, that's pretty much the JASHIN or Eternal Bloodline or Genkai. Thank you for watching this video. If you did enjoy it, leave a like, because that helps the channel out. But other than that, I'll see you in the next one. So, have a nice day, and bye.